friends, the day has come. I have been so excited for this video. I love to eat pie. And so being a part of a pie collaboration, haha, yes, thank you to Kerri over at My Table of Three for hosting this. It's her second year to do this, my first time participating, and I am so excited. We are going to be making an apple cran-orange pie. Oh, doesn't that just scream fall? I can't wait to serve this on my Thanksgiving table. So, first thing we need to do is get those cranberries soaking because we're going to be using the dehydrated version. Let me bring you in and show you what I've got going. You can buy infused craisins, and these are the orange ones, and they are lovely by themselves. They are wonderful just as is, just to snack with. I use them a lot for baking bread. I first found these infused treats through, I believe it was the Dollar Tree years and years ago, and you would get like a 6-ounce bag. I'm trying to get close to that measurement here. These are 1.16 ounces. I just ordered these off of Amazon. They're perfect for each loaf of bread gets one of these. And I thought also might be good, each slice of pie, if I cut it into 6, would be a nice mouthful of cranberries. But I want these to plump up a little bit. So we're going to add some orange juice. 1 cup of orange juice in here. And I think that that's going to be about right to kind of plump these up. We won't use all this. I just want to make sure they have plenty of juice here to kind of absorb and plump up a little bit. This can set for a few hours up to overnight. I'm going to cover these cranberries and we're going to put them in the refrigerator to soak. My name is Angela and I am the Inquisitive Farm Wife. If you're new to my channel, welcome here. I like to dabble in lots of things. Go ahead and push that button and become part of the Farm Wife fam. If you want to know a little bit more about how I make my pie crust, I hope to soon get a video out on that. But until then, I know that some of the other lovely people in the collaboration are probably sharing with you how they are making their pie crust. I did roll this one out a little bit bigger because I want to kind of tuck it under and get a nice big edge to it. I was wanting to turn this into a deep dish pie pan, but I couldn't find mine. Evidently it has broken or been borrowed or lost, or who knows. Just gonna go ahead and make it work anyway. I love pies, don't you? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my thumb and my finger, and for now I'm just gonna kind of pinch this together. It is going to be a second top to it, but we're gonna do some fun stuff. It's not gonna be your typical pie crust top. So we've kind of made a little fluted edge here. Got these lovely bowl covers that I get at the Dollar Tree. They are fantastic. I don't want my pie crust to dry out, so I'm just gonna kind of cover this and we're gonna put it back in the refrigerator while we work on the next step. So several hours ago, we put, if you remember, we put our cranberries in some orange juice. Oh, this smells lovely. But we don't need all that juice. We just wanted them to kind of plump up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let this drain. I don't know that we're going to need this juice. We'll just kind of take that as we need it. So we'll separate it, we'll add it back as we need it. But I'm gonna let this drain while I go gather some more ingredients. We're going to be using my home canned apple pie filling. I'll put a picture here for you and an iCard on where you can get directions on how to do that. So originally I thought, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drain the cranberries and put them in here. Put in a couple tablespoons of flour. And with that, you just kind of toss these cranberries. And that's just gonna kind of make a thickener for them. I'm really loving the color and flavor that is in this juice. I almost think I want to put some cornstarch with this. I'm gonna try this, guys. We'll see. We may or may not use it. I'm kind of making this recipe up as we go. Welcome to my world. That's how I cook. Whisk this. We're making a thickener, but isn't that pretty? We're still gonna leave it off to the side for just a moment. Now you may notice that the color is a little bit different. That is because this one is an older jar. Still had the seal, it's still fine, but your clear gel will change color over time. When I made this, I had intended that I might add apples to it. But when I got this idea, oh, I wish you could smell this. This is so lovely. It is so good, so tasty. Let's see what we think. Do we want to add more thickener? I don't know. I think we've got about half apple, half cranberries here. This is actually looking pretty good. We didn't add any sugar to the cranberries, so I might sprinkle just a tablespoon in there because I believe that orange juice will have enough sugar in it. Let's just add a little and see where we're at. Definitely don't want to add all of this. I'm going to say we're going to add just a couple tablespoons of it. There we go. Let's get that pie crust out of the fridge. Okay. We're going to add this to our pie. Oh, lovely. Combination of these are so lovely. And we'll just kind of spread this out and pull it away from the crust just a little bit, because we've got some fun stuff coming up. And I want to be able to get to that crust. Here we go. This is our kind of our dome that I like to make. I cover this back up and put this in the fridge, and then I'm going to bring out the other pie crust, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do to make this fun and fancy. When I got the invite to be a part of this collab, this is what I wanted to do. Finding the recipe for the pie that I wanted to make was, I kind of had an idea, but this is what I thought we could really have fun with, decorating the pie. I'm going to be making this today for our Thanksgiving dinner. I thought I would make it a little extra special. And I'm making it ahead of time today because I know I'll be busy with making other dishes later. So this is the perfect opportunity for me to take my time and enjoy the process and share it with all of you. So what I'm doing is I'm not really worrying about, the circle for the pie crust, because this is going to be the top of the pie is what we're working on. I don't want to roll it too thin, but I really do kind of want to make this dough stretch a bit, because we've got fun things we want to do. I'm not going to worry about that little piece. I'll show you what we can do with that in just a minute. I'm going to grab a pizza cutter and I'm going to start making some strips. I'm going to move these edges out of the way. We'll get to them in just a minute. And I'm going to pull 3 of these off to the side. And what I'm going to do is at the top here, hope you can see this. There. I'm going to pinch this and kind of make it one. And we're going to braid this. My dough is a bit crumbly today, so I have to be a little more cautious with it. It's a cold dough straight out of the fridge. So be a little gentle with it. And I kind of want to squeeze those together a little. So I want to make this one cohesive piece. Get to the end, we'll do the same thing we did here at the top, and we're going to pinch it and make it one piece, and we're just going to kind of pinch, pinch, pinch. So at this point, I had made a huge mistake. After we have sliced this, or even before we started rolling it out, I should have let this dough sit on the countertop for about 10 minutes. Typically, even with like your one shelled pie crust, having a cold dough is perfect, and then you put it in the oven. But when you're going to decorate with things like this, you want to have a softer, more pliable dough. Then you put it back in the refrigerator, let it firm up before then baking. And now I'm going to take an egg. Brought our pie over here. What I want to do is we're going to try to very gently pick up our piece. I'm going to lay it here on our pie crust. Some of those crumbly bits, we're just going to take those off and let this one kind of be towards the middle some. We'll start laying some of these beside it. I'm going to we'll start with the big long one. And what I want to do is I'm going to put it under and over and under and over. So with as much effort as I have, we're going to try to carefully pick up these pieces and weave them in and out of each other. I just did the two that were braided, and it was very difficult. The dough needed to be softer. Now, in order to get all this to kind of stick together, we're going to take this egg wash and we're going to put all over the tops. You know what? I want to add a little milk and a little water to this, I believe. At least get a little half and half in here. Okay. So we're going to spread this all over everything so that they stick together. And now these scraps that we had been saving, and we're going to punch out some cute little fun fall designs. And since this is an apple pie, an apple cranberry orange pie, I thought that apples would be cute. And want to get some leaves. I want to get a little fun with this, and I'm going to take some food gel, food coloring, right out of the container. And I'm going to dip right down in there, and I'm going to color these apples. I'm not diluting this, just putting it on directly to the pie crust. I'm going to put a little red kind of throughout some of these leaves. Just give a little color. In the fall, you know, the oranges and reds and yellows are just beautiful this time of year on the maple leaves. And so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of blend this. Get a little yellow here. Ooh. And we'll just kind of blend it in. Isn't that pretty? This is just your regular liquid. We'll see if we can't get that green. There we go. Make the tops of those apples. They're so tiny. Ooh. Maybe put a little. I've got this little tool here. where we're gonna make the little vein marks. In the leaves. And hopefully when we bake that, that'll come out. And put a little on the back. And we're gonna kind of glue that on here, onto our pie. Egg wash that, just a little bit. Okay. Put a leaf on here like that. Do the same thing over here. Maybe over here we'll do a couple of leaves because we don't want to push really hard. Putting this egg wash on here will really kind of adhere that down. I feel like I want maybe 3 more. And you can kind of tuck them in each other if you want. Like this leaf here, it's kind of really fallen down, so I'm gonna pull this one back up a little bit. I'm gonna stuff some dough underneath it so that it'll kind of stay up. I think that'll help that. And then this will make for a pretty pie. We kind of lost our braids in there, but that's okay. Next, I'm gonna take a paper towel and I'm gonna go around and make sure I kind of, any extra egg wash, we wanna take that off there. Especially here on the edges. I mean, we're not wanting to bake an egg here. And then just to make sure that it'll stick, we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit on top of these leaves and apples. Just a little. Always top my pies with sugar. You can use all kinds of sugar, whether it be like a big chunky sugar, or this is just a regular granulated sugar. I just think they bake up and look so pretty. There's maybe not even 1/4 cup of sugar on there. Okay, so we now have our pie ready. We're gonna put this in a 375-degree oven for 20 minutes. And then at that point, I'm gonna turn it down to 350, and we'll probably only bake it maybe another 30, 40 minutes, because like I said, we don't wanna over bake. Okay, friends, here it is. Look at this beautiful pie. Bring you in a little closer so you can kind of see. It really did turn out pretty with the leaves, the tips of green and orange and all the different colors. I'm gonna let this completely cool. I'll probably even put it in the refrigerator before I put it in the freezer. This foil over the top to freeze it, but then when I go to serve it on Thanksgiving Day, I'm gonna go around the edges. I'm gonna kind of have a hole in the middle so that these bits here can brown up just a tad bit more. And we will have this for Thanksgiving Day. Thanks for coming along with me and making my Thanksgiving Cran-Orange apple pie.